around me, you see Germany, and on the screen, you see Frogun Encore, which is a wonderful, wonderful puzzle platformer. But I am not alone today. With me is Frogun, the wonderful trader. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm the Trader One. I am another runner of this game. I've actually ran Frog Gun previously on GDQ before as well.
Yeah, like last time I was doing commentary, and now we're doing the poetic thing of trading places. And there's a second person with me. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, I'm Morgato, I'm the dev of Frogun and Frogun Encore, and I am very nervous, but I'm very happy to be here.
And you're not even running the game. Anyway, before we start with this game, there's three important things we gotta do. First of all, we need mood lighting, because what else is green? The light. Also, what I need is this hat. This hat was made by my girlfriend when I started running the first Frogun, and I have worn it to every marathon ever since, so that's where it's gotta do. And there's a third ring we gotta do. Trader, are you listening?
Yes, I am here.
Do you like magic?
Sure, right now I guess I do.
That's wonderful, because this game is from Spain, and Spain is notorious for its card magic, and last year I started doing card magic, so I decided to make this run a bit more magical. So we're gonna start off with a little card routine. So I would like you to see these cards. Can you see the cards? Because I can see what you're
Sure.
seeing. They're all different.
I've got eyes that can see things. I can see them, yeah.
Wonderful. So we're gonna give these cards a quick shuffle. I'm gonna be very careful, because if I drip all of those, then we're gonna get overestimate, and that would be annoying,
That wouldn't be too good, yeah.
right? So what I'm gonna do, Trader, is I'm gonna riffle through these cards. Can you see
Alright.
it? Kind of like this.
Yeah.
And I would just like you to say stop at some point.
All right. And stop.
So this is your card. Have you
Alright.
memorized it? Chat, have you memorized the card?
Sure.
All right, so I'm gonna put this card here, where you can hopefully see it. Can you see the card?
Yes.
That's where the card's gonna stay for the rest of the run. So you know I don't do any shenanigans with it. Anyway, that's all I wanted to do for preparation, and we're gonna start with our run, if all of you are ready. In 3, 2, 1, go! Trader, take it away.
All right, so we're gonna get a little intro into the game. Normally there is a speedrun mode, but we're actually gonna see a little bit about what the game's about. And LDR, this is Frogun Encore. It is the second game in this series, and it's following a few years after the first one, where we saved our parents from the flies that are now taking over the world. So we didn't do a great job of keeping them from winning, but hey, that's all right. There's always second chances in life, so let's start.
Yeah, we're starting off with one of two very important tricks in this game, which is the sling jump. And you're gonna see me just jump off here and get over this big gap. And with the sling jump, we can cover big distances, and we're gonna do that a lot. Also, I collected a green jewel. Also, I died. That's gonna happen. These green jewels, they will allow us to get extra health later on. It's not necessary for the run, and I usually don't do it. However, the final boss of the game takes 3 minutes, and if we die on that, that would take a lot of time. Coming up in the second level is gonna be the second important trick of this game. It's called Safety Pod, for absolutely child-friendly reasons. And what it's gonna allow us to do is we're gonna take a pot and we're gonna attach to it as if it were a wall, although you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, that works simply because the game detects whether you shoot a slingshot to a wall or not the moment you shoot, to prevent strange behavior with moving platforms. And hey, pots count as moving platforms.
Yeah, so this is not supposed to happen, but it does anyway. It's wonderful that it works, and it's gonna allow us to just cover more big gaps. Some other mechanics are sliding down slopes, and also this little double jump that you just saw, which is just gonna give us some extra safety in some tight spaces.
Yeah, exactly. And as you can see with this, we're blazing through these stages very quickly. So don't blink. You're gonna miss probably about 2 stages in that time.
Absolutely. There's just so So many fast tricks. The wonderful thing about dying in this game is that it generally just doesn't take a lot of time away because you're just right back into the action. So we're starting off with another safety pot, and afterwards there's going to be a waterfall, which is very tricky to get over, and we're going to try that once.
Nice.
Otherwise there's a workaround.
Good thing to know is that the safety pot is just a name. You can actually use
There we go.
any object that you can throw. Ooh,
That was
nice
close.
try. You got over the kill plane at least.
Yeah, that never happened before. I never died like this on that stage. I said the
Oh
thing.
my goodness. It has been said. The thing has been said,
Yes.
everyone.
Check your bingo cards. So we're going to take this safety pot. Now I'm going to switch to the D-pad because the D-pad is very powerful and it allows us to precisely get to that cactus there.
Yeah, it's one of the best things about this game is being able to swap between the keyboard and the controller just anytime you want, and or just in general having more accurate directions. Though in Hellfridge's case, they just use the D-pad.
Yeah, I designed the whole game having both methods of control in mind because I couldn't decide, so
It's very useful.
Here I'm going to be a bit slow just because dying down here is annoying. And as Trader mentioned, we can also do safety pod with these enemies. As long as they're tiny, we can do it. And just like that, we're going to enter stage 1.5. There is 20 levels in this game, and every 5th level is a boss, which means there's 4 bosses. So the next level has 2 routes. There's a slightly faster route, but there is also a slightly cooler route. So we're going to do the cool route. In the first game, in Frogun, you could enter the boss arenas from the outside, which was sometimes a lot faster than doing the normal way. You can also do that here, but only in this stage, and because it's such a cool trick, we're going to show it off.
This is actually pretty difficult, so let's see if it goes well.
So we're going to take this fly here. You can see the arena off to the right. And we're just going to get here, skip the cutscene,
Nice.
and suddenly we're here. I'm gonna turn on auto aiming. That's important because otherwise the bosses are really hard to hit. Otherwise we have it turned off because it just makes safety pod impossible. But yeah, we have to hit this boy here 20 times, and in the meantime that would be a great spot for some donations.
Well, I have quite a few donations for you.
Please go
I
ahead.
have a $5 donation from Pinky Chan, and it says, "Greetings from Germany and greetings to my awesome husband, George. You are the love of my life, and I am so happy to raise our own little frog together with you. Less than 3.
That's so cute.
That's so sweet.
I have a $5 donation from V-San that says, "Just wanted to greet my bestest friend ever. Hi, TheHellfridge. Hope you're having a great time and a wonderful run."
I love you, bud. You're the best.
I have more donations, but I really have to say thank you, chat. Y'all are awesome. You have made that upgrade to all characters incentive for Anisan. Thank you so much for that. We have, I know, I'm blown away. Chat has been absolutely fantastic. I have a $50 donation here from Kyo that says, oh goodness, okay. Totally excited to see the Hellfridge on here. I wish us all an unfrog-gettable time.
oh my god.
Put this towards the no promises to keep incentive. And that is one that I am honestly really, really excited. Y'all, we have the option for another incentive, the Sing No Promises to Keep during the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth run. Put your donations towards that incentive.
So we're now in World 2, which is the shortest world of this game, which is sad because it also has like the best song. So you're just gonna have to get this game yourself, by the way. It's just $13, it's a good game. In this world, it's themed after ancient Greece. And I'm gonna briefly tell you something about skull zones. In the next level after this, we're gonna see a purple skull. We're not gonna collect it. And usually there's supposed to be like extra difficult collectibles that you get through with a teleporter. In that one level, you can actually get there from the outside and use the exit teleporter just to skip most of the level.
They are all designed to be like extra zones that you can see from the distance to incite players to find a way to get there. But you know, since you can see them from afar, maybe that means you can reach them normally too.
Yeah, in the first game, which is by the way also excellent, you could do that in a lot more places, but here, like, this is the level where we're gonna take this mouse here, and you already see the skull zone there in the distance. Just gonna get over there, and just like that, we've skipped most of the level. There we go. Pick a spot. Wonderful.
Nice. Good job.
Following this is going to be the shortest level of the run, so that's really going to be a blink it and miss it situation. It also has a huge leap, one of the biggest leaps in gaming, at least in this game. So let's see if we can do it first try. There we go.
Nice. That was very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Also use the D-pad there, just because if you use the stick, you kind of have some wiggle room and then you destroy the blue urns there. But if you use the D-pad, you just have much more precise inputs. So coming up is the second boss level. It's called Elena Point. And Olegato, is there a reason it's called Elena Point?
Yeah, like the boss levels in every region is like a landmark in that region. And this region is called Elena because of my wife, which I love dearly. She studied classics, she studied classic literature and ancient Latin and Greek, and she loves all of ancient Greek history. So I thought it was a really good fit.
It's so cute. Like, if you make a game, you should definitely like name a level after a loved person. So while we watch this big fly shooting some bomby orbs, I think we can do a couple more donations.
Well, that is awesome. And I just want to remind everybody why we're here. So we are here at AGDQ 2025 for the Prevent Cancer Foundation. And Prevent Cancer is working so very hard for a world where cancer is preventable, detectable, and beatable for all. Their mission is to empower people to stay ahead of cancer through prevention and early detection. Foundation is all about taking the power away from cancer and giving it to the people. They are working so hard. Their vision is to reduce the cancer mortality rate by focusing on individual behaviors, public policy, and research on prevention and early detection. And they are creating an energizing and productive workplace that people want to join in. Prevent Cancer is such a fantastic organization that we are so happy to work with.
So we're entering World 3 now, and this is where the real game begins. Like, the first half of the game relatively is a walk in the park. Now every level has one of the hardest tricks in the game. So we're going to start off by precisely getting to that pole and getting this fly. And if I miss this, it's going to take a lot of time. So we're going to have just one attempt at this. There we go.
So impressive.
That is a very difficult jump to do, and there's no backup, basically, when you make a mistake there. That was very clean.
Speaking of very difficult, coming up is one of the hardest tricks in the game. The next level I'm going to focus because it's the coolest level. It's going to use roofs as slopes to be fast. Also, if everything goes right, we're not going to touch the ground at all. I totally did not touch the ground at the end.
I mean, I didn't see it.
No, that was
Impressive,
wonderful. That was almost perfect. I'm gonna have a sip of coffee for that. It's cold, by the way. Coming up is Mountaintop Tomb, and it's for some reason it's my least favorite level, which means it's a really good level. I just like it less than all the others. But I think Mulligata had a story about this level.
Yeah, when I was making this, and it's a pretty big level, even if you can finish it pretty quickly, I had to remake the whole thing from scratch because it got corrupted and I lost a whole level. And I had to remake everything from scratch again, and it was really, really frustrating. But when I got to it, it was done rather quickly, though.
Yeah, I also,
Game development for you.
I also don't know why I dislike it. It's just something about the vibe. Even though it has a really cool jump coming up, like I really like this one. Ah, this is planned. This is all live. Just
That
showing
was
off.
so spooky, but that was a great way to save it.
Nah, that was intentional. All good. So coming up, it's one of the hardest tricks in the game. You should probably donate like $5 every time there's like the hardest trick in the game. That's gonna be a good time. So you're seeing in this game that there's a lot of architecture, a lot of like decorative stuff around, and you would assume that it is decorative. But as we're about to see, if you are a sneaky person like I am, then you can just use it to your advantage and do stuff like this. Gonna land here and die, and we're gonna try that again. Because landing on the pole is actually not the difficult part, but the getting onto the platform after that.
Yeah, it's very, very precise. The height you have to actually be able to grapple onto the wall after jumping off is very small. Basically, you have 5 to 10 frames before you hit the water. It's very annoying to time it.
Oh lordy. So, gonna get onto those worms, and there we go.
Nice.
Nice.
Coming up on level 3-5, which is the third boss level, what's interesting about the third boss level, excuse me, it's the mech, and mechs are cool in and of themselves. It's also the only boss level that is more or less an auto-scroller. So if you play it perfectly, if you don't miss a single projectile, it's gonna play the same way every time. And before we go to the boss, is there something you want to tell us about the creation of this boss, Molegato?
Yeah, like as you'll see, like this boss has 2 phases. It's got a really intricate transformation sequence in the middle, and I have spent almost more time working on that alone than the rest of the boss fight. But I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, and for the rest of this boss, we can definitely do some more donations.
Not a problem. I have a lot of love coming in for this game. I have a $10 donation from Gatsby that says, the cute Mega Man Legends style gameplay of Frogun makes me so hoppy. Shoot for the finish. Oh, all these puns. I have a $5 donation from Riri that says, lots of love from your family in the living room. You've got this. Less than 3.
Yeah, so that was from our partner who made the hat. I love her. She's the best. Oh no, I missed one hit because of love. That's fine.
Honestly, missing a hit because of love is probably the best reason to miss a hit.
Right? We can do one more.
I have a $50 donation here from Vista Light, and it just says, Org.
Or nice. Oh, one thing we didn't mention with the bosses is as we get the final hit on the boss, we want to stand directly in the center so that we can pick up the goal emblem as fast as possible, because it'll always spawn there.
Yeah. So we're entering now the final world of this game. It's the most difficult. Coming up is one of the most difficult tricks in the game. Also, this is probably the most difficult level, not because it has the most difficult trick, that's still coming, but just the density of tricks. So we're getting on the slope, over here, up there, over there, a little breather. And in just a second, you're gonna see a seesaw, and usually you're supposed to like use them as tiltable platforms, but speedrunners can also do shenanigans with them. So we're going on this end, walking up here, and just like that, can slide off the other end.
That's so cool.
Yeah, instead of sliding on the regular slope, we're sliding on the edge of the platform and using that as the tiny, tiny little slope that it is.
I'm so happy that that works. That's such a cool little thing. This game has so many cool little things where it just lets you use the game's quirks to your speedrunning advantage, and it's wonderful that also like Mulligato just kept all of that stuff in to make the speedrun more interesting.
Yeah, I've got to say it's one of my favorite things about Frogun. It was actually what drew me into running the game to begin with.
So, big leap. We're just using that arch to get up here, and now getting over here, and there's the goal. That's what a coinkyding that it's just over there, over that small little like a little gap.
Yeah, that's the single largest jump that we make.
Probably like alongside the one in World 2, those are probably the two biggest ones.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got 3 levels left. This one also has one of the hardest tricks in the game. It's particularly hard because we're going to do a safety pot jump from a seesaw. That's the one hard part. The other hard part is that we only have 2 attempts at that. So there's 2 pots there, and if we don't make it with either of those, then I frankly don't know what I'll do. Like, that hasn't happened in such a long time that we're just gonna do it first try. That's easier. Just do it first try.
Perfect. So clean.
You're on fire.
Thank you. Like,
This is actually a very great run.
there's 2 levels left. Next, there's gonna be a big wall, and the big wall, the Mossy Castle wall, is the name of the level. You're usually supposed to like activate a switch, get through a gate, and then to the rest of the level. But you can also climb to the top of the wall, and at the top of the wall is where the second most hardest trick in the game is waiting for us. So I'm gonna focus a bit.
At this segment, you are climbing a building faster than Spider-Man could ever
Here we
even
go.
hope to.
We're gonna try that again. Gonna show off the recovery. Easy.
Nice.
As impressive as the jump itself.
Nice try.
We're gonna try that again. It's too cool a trick not to try again, frankly. And also, if we miss it another time, there is a safer version of that. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I know how it works anymore, but that's fine. Oh, lordy.
Trying to quickly think of a way to say "for" as frog to make a pun, but I can't.
You still have a couple of minutes left.
Forg. The fourth time's the charm.
Oh my god, so I have to miss it again?
No, you.
That was so close. I'm gonna give it one more try, and if that doesn't work, we're gonna use the workaround. That's a tiny bit slower, but a bit easier as well.
Mhm.
So this is the workaround. Usually you're supposed to get over the fence, but we can also do this, and now we're here as well. So this is the final walkway to the finale of this game. So coming up in this final level is the hardest trick in the game. So this game is just, it doesn't give you a break. Every level has hard tricks already, but it just keeps getting harder. So if you're on PB pace or world record pace or something, you're gonna have to deal with the hardest trick by the very end of it. So beginning of this level, we're gonna have the hardest trick, and then it's the way to the final boss. So I'm gonna focus on this trick now. Here we go. First try.
Nice. That
Easy.
was clean.
Yeah, so that's a safety pot with 2 slingshots back to back, jumping, like sliding off the slope over a big gap, making a very difficult hit on that wall where the bats are. So it doesn't get much harder than this in this game.
That was absolutely wild. Can I sneak in a few donations? Because I have a couple of them talking about the hardest trick in the game that we just saw.
So I'm just gonna say a few more words about the final boss.
Of course.
So this is Beelzebub. We have to hit him 30 times, and it's a 3-minute gauntlet. So that's why we got the extra health, because dying here would cost a lot of time. And Mulligato, what's the deal with this boss? Do you like him?
Sebelzebub is my little baby. I am super proud of its design. I think it's one of the best characters I've made in my whole life.
So cool.
He's so cute.
But yeah, I think for the rest of this tricky fight that I'm going to focus, we can do donations for the rest of it.
Beautiful. So, I have a $10 donation from Globe that says donating $5 for the hardest trick in the game. I like that one because we have seen quite a few very hard tricks in this.
That's wonderful.
I have a $50 dono from Riki that says, the Hellfrog told me to donate for the best trick in the game. I'm not sure which one that was, so I'll just cover the top 10.
The answer is
Thank
yes.
you so much for that. That's what I was thinking. The answer is yes, and you covered them all. I have a $5 donation from Shadow Diosama that says, oh goodness, okay. It says, this run is making me real hoppy. Oh my goodness, that pun. Chat, you're killing me with these puns. I have a $50 donation from Natsuko Hiragai that just says, ribbit, ribbit, ribbit.
I think that comment's pretty riveting.
Oh, no, not you too.
Sage words.
I'm surprised there hasn't been any mentions of Big the Cat by now.
I also have a $10 donation, and I'm not sure how this one came in because it's got the card on the wall.
Oh.
And it says, even though I can't see you from this angle, I'm proud of you.
Aw. I thought it was going to threaten me.
Thank
but
you,
That's
card.
a lot better.
Trader,
No, I really want to know how the card sent in that donation.
that donation was not part of the trick, I promise.
You should have said it was. We would have known that you were even more magical than we already think you are.
Darn it. So we're entering the final phase of the fight. We can do one more quick donation.
I have a $5 donation from Itsuyasi, which says, I'm so proud of you, Mogato. I love you.
Oh, that's my wife right there. That's Nena.
All right. One more hit.
Love you.
So the time is coming up when the screen fades to black. So it's gonna automatically go to the next screen and time. And that's Frogun Encore. The Beelzebub explodes into a cloud of evil, and we have saved the entire world from the cybernetic magic flies. It's wonderful.
It is wonderful. But what's up with the card?
I mean, we're gonna get to that. I think at this point, we could do some shoutouts. Trader, do you want to start with shoutouts?
Sure. First, I guess we could shout out the Frogun community. There's a Discord server for them, as well as just shouting out Mulgato because they made a wonderful game and I love it a lot. It was one of my favorite indie games that I first found, I think back in 2023 is when I first found it, right? Or 2022. My apologies.
Thank you.
Mulligato, do you want to continue? You made this game. It's wonderful. We love it.
Well, of course, the first person I have to mention is my wonderful wife. She's amazing. She's the world to me. If I am still making games, it's because she's always supporting me. Besides that, I just want to thank everyone in general. I don't know. I want to cover everyone. Everyone is doing amazing and trying their best. And we are living weird times, so everyone deserves a shout out.
Totally. Shout outs to everyone. Yeah, I want to shout out my family, my partner, Ria, my daughter, my son, all the parents. Coming to GDQ has been, as for many speedrunners, a dream. I have watched speedruns since the olden days of Justin TV, if you young people know that. And a couple years ago, I started speedrunning with Neon White, and I would have never thunk that I would ever sit here playing a silly frog game for so many people. yeah, shout outs to my family, shout outs to my colleagues, shout outs to my friends' Discords, to all my boys. Shout outs to like everyone. I like shout outs to everyone. Shout outs to GDQ for having me. Like, what made you think that this is a good idea? This is a silly game. Have we forgotten anything? Oh right, Trader, what's your card? What was your card?
Red. 3 of diamonds, I think.
It was the 3 of diamonds.
It
Yeah.
was, thank you, Trader, for not being. So we have.
I've been up for 24 hours, to be clear.
This is the 8 of hearts. So now.
Oh, I knew my memory was off.
But
dang it.
Oh, but wait, there's a card. There's a card here on the screen now. So Trader.
Oh.
Trader, is this your card?
What? How did? No, that's what happened. How did that? Genuinely, how did you do this?
So, ladies, gentlemen, non-binaries, everyone, I love you. This was Frogun Encore. This was a little bit of magic. Thank you for having me. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your GDQ.